Doc V. What does it mean to be exonerated? Being accused of a crime, then later found that you were innocent of this crime, and then you were freed of all charges. Well, statistically, blacks have been exonerated 2/3, 66% more than their white counterparts. People of color have been exonerated. What does this mean? This means that 53% of all exonerations are Africans, African Americans, black people, and we only make up 13.6% of the US population. So why is it that blacks are being targeted and accused of these crimes? What about us makes us seemingly a menace to society? Part of it I would like to address is racism, typecasting, profiling. That's part of it. But there's another part. There are some things that we do that are not wise in this day and time that we live in. Why do we run to a fight? Why do we get involved when the police arrive and people are being arrested or being corralled or dealt with? Why do we have to go and get involved to the point where we could be entangled in the offenses that are going on? So it's a two-way thing. One feeds on the other. Blacks have been known to stick together and have attitudes and have a chip on their shoulder when it comes to law and authority. They don't want to be obedient. They don't want to be kind. They don't want to be submissive. They want to show that they're strong, that they don't have to listen to you, and that I have my rights. And I agree with this, and I think this is good, but then there comes a point of time where you might just have to go ahead and accept that you might have to be arrested and be cleared at a later time. Or you might have to accept some consequences for your actions and not go off. I was watching courtroom drama last week, and they showed some people being arrested or being read their sentences where you're going to get 5 years and a $50,000 fine, and they would get upset and they turn around and they go to punch their attorney in the back of the head. Now you got 15 years. Now you got a $150,000 fine. Part of it is discrimination, part of it is programming, and part of it is unintelligent actions that we take when we are being confronted or when we are being supposedly stereotyped and put into a category of guilty when we're innocent. Recently, an innocent man from Missouri named Christopher Dunn, he was locked up and incarcerated in the state penitentiary in Missouri for 34 years. They found out after he almost turned, it was about 60 years old, 34 years later, he was arrested when he was 26, accused of murder, and they found out later that Christopher Dunn was innocent. The two people that witnessed against him that said they saw him shoot someone later came back and recanted this. They said that they were coerced by law enforcement authorities and told that just say you saw them shoot someone, because they did. We know we did it. Just say you saw it. And they came back later. They did not. They also, through DNA testing, which is advanced now, found out that none of his material was there. None of it was detected or found. He was found innocent and released 34 years later. So he's walking around a free man. He's looking at the prices of gas, looking at the prices of clothes, he's looking at the price of food, and he's trying to get adjusted and acclimated back into. He was targeted. So many times our people are targeted or assumed guilty. This is wrong. But it's also wrong that we have some negative representation in our community also. We do have people that are shoplifting at Walmart. We do have people that are picking up items from the store and changing the tags on them because they can't afford to pay for it on their own. We do have some people that commit an offense against their own and others, assault and battery case. It's as if we are the queens and kings of blue-collar crimes. rather than white collar crimes. What are white collar crimes and what are blue collar crimes? White collar crimes are crimes that do not involve violence. Matter of fact, a white collar crime could be carried out over a period of months or years, where a little bit of money can be shaved off. A bill could be moved and mishandled, where $5 is taken off each transaction, or $20 off each transaction, or even just 25 cents or 50 cents over time. And at the end of 3 or 4 years or several months, this person could have acquired $200, $300, $400, $500, $500,000. And this is considered a white collar crime. White collar criminals have lost their license, done a little bit of time in jail, put on probation, but they ended up moving hundreds and thousands of dollars. Now, blue collar crimes that have been committed by people of color, are those crimes where you get a gun and you come to the store, put the money in the bag, get behind the counter, get over there. Yeah, I'm talking to you, get over there. Problem is, you only get $50, $100, but if you get caught, that's a 15-year jail sentence for armed robbery. If you shoot someone, double that. And if they die, that's a life sentence. So part of it is stereotyping. Part of it is our own stupid mistakes. Chances that we take because we fail to follow the system, going to school and finishing out your degree, getting your high school diploma, and then checking your options. Do I want to go for training? Do I want to go to school, to a junior college? Do I want to go to a university? How can I get money to fund this training? To find out what you want to do. There are things put in place. There are systems put in place where you can excel, where you can move forward, where you can be a productive and valuable contributor to society. And it is important that programs are put together that help people who are wayward or who do not have the support. There needs to be some things put together that can help you make a wise decision or have the support that you need to be able to afford school, to afford training, to be able to have some encouragement that'll help you be disciplined, to stay on a job. A job is not always pleasant. Some people, I don't want to do that. Well, I don't want to work there. A job is a job. It's not Six Flags Over Georgia. It's not the water park. It's not Cedar Point or Kings Island or the roller coaster ride. It's not Christmas and partying all the time. You have to work. The Bible says if you don't work, you don't eat. And you don't believe that, so you don't want to work, you don't want to do anything, and it comes time to eat, you got to hit somebody over the head. You got to rob somebody, and the next thing you messed up. Now, on the other hand, you have people that are trying. You have brothers that are trying. They're trying to work hard. They're trying to better themselves. But then the rug is swept out from under you. Sometimes it's because of your attitude. Sometimes it's because of your skin color. Sometimes the black community is even targeted. Menthol ads. Buy here, pay here. As far as needing an automobile because your credit has not been handled and taken care of. Cash App scams. People come at you and they want your Cash App number. They talk about there's some problems going on. There's a lot of scammers going out. Sometimes we fall for these scams. Advertising and advertisers push certain products on our people. But sometimes they put items in our neighborhood. The dollar store in our neighborhood. Menthol ads in our neighborhood. And even on a bigger national scale, items like certain hairstyles, items like shoes that cost $300 and $400 for a pair of tennis shoes that you think you have to have because advertisement has targeted these items toward you and targeted you to make you think you have to have these items when it might not be practical for you to have a $500 shoe when that's your whole monthly salary from your part-time job. But you think you have to have this because the media and programming make you think you have to have this. Here's a story I'd like to share with you. A friend of mine during the Christmas, she had 2 kids. They were middle school children, 12 and 14 years old. And she worked hard to prepare a beautiful Christmas for them. And she ran into a serious situation with her daughter, her 12-year-old daughter. Christmas morning came, and the gifts were all under the Christmas tree. Clothes, little electronics, a new phone, and all of a sudden her daughter has been wanting these tennis shoes for the longest. And her daughter opens up the box, and she pulls the tennis shoes out, and all of a sudden, the young 12-year-old girl starts crying. And her mother's like, baby, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? And she's just crying. What is wrong with you, girl? What is wrong with you? And the girl picks up the shoes out of the box. She wanted some white tennis shoes. And the girl started crying. And she was like, and her mother said, baby, what's wrong? What's wrong? And the girl said, they're not Jordans. They're not Nike Jordans. And her mother looked at her and got up, went to her room, sat there for a few minutes, and she just couldn't take it anymore. Mom came out with the belt, grabbed her daughter, and whipped her daughter. You mean to tell me I'm working hard, feeding you all, trying to give you a nice Christmas, and you complaining because I didn't buy you some $250 Nike Jordans? Are you crazy, young lady? Mom lost it. The girl finally stopped crying, got herself together, and her mother looked at her, said she just still couldn't get over it. Mother said, baby girl, you still want some Jordans? Mama took the tennis shoe, got a marker, a permanent marker, and she drew a picture of Jordan coming through the air. You know how they got the picture of his legs spread and they got the ball up going up to dunk the ball? And Mom drew a picture on the white tennis shoe, got the other tennis shoe, and drew another picture of Jordan on the white tennis shoe and said, here are your Jordans. Now go to your room. Now, some of you might feel that that was very cruel, and that's child abuse. How could your mother do that? That's terrible. And some of you relate to this mother. She works hard. She gave the kids everything they could ever need: food, shelter, clothing. But because of programming, because of media, making you think you have to have this certain status symbol before you can be accepted or before you can be happy, got into this family and caused division and caused a mess. Now, if it would make you feel any better, us adults, we get targeted and we get programmed also. Example, I've got a couple of cars. One is practical. It's good on gas. It gets you down the highway. It gets you back. If something breaks down, you can change the brakes real easy. You can get the tires replaced. You can adjust it, get bearings on there. You can get the windshield wipers changed, get the oil changed. You're good. The other car is one of them cars where you get in it, you start pushing buttons, checking everything, and the car starts talking to you. You are ready to proceed. Did I need that car? No, I didn't need it. But programming, showing these high-class people getting into their car and looking around and taking off down the road made me think, you know what? I would look good in one of those. I need to get me one. Did I need it? No. So I'm saying this to you to help relate to you or help you understand that programming is powerful. Programming works on kids, programming works on adults, and programming works on people that want you to have their same attitude, feelings about certain ethnicity and certain classes. Programming states, well, you need to leave them alone over there because, you know, black people, this is what they do and this is how they are. Some programming does that. And there's some positive programming, what I got or what I received, where my dad said, it doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter what race you are, you do not go against somebody because of their color, white, black, Hispanic, Asian. If I catch you doing that, I'm gonna whoop your tail. And my dad always followed through with his whoopings. And we were raised up to just accept everybody and judge everybody based on who they are and not color. Some families don't do that. This just comes to mind, a situation that happened. I was assigned to a new school, and there was this young white male student. He's 15 years old. This is the middle school. And his friends were gathered around, and I was new. So I was passing out papers and working on the portal, the new student portal, trying to get things set up, working with another adult male teacher there in the classroom. So anyways, about 15 minutes before the class ended, and this young 15-year-old white male student came to me and he said, Dr. Shores, do you like chicken? I looked at him, I said, no, I don't like chicken. And I went back to work doing what I was doing. And then he came back to me again and he said, Dr. Shores, do you like watermelon? And his friends started chuckling and I looked at him. Well, I lied. I said, no, I don't like watermelon. And I was thinking, I'm new here and I don't want to do anything that's going to jeopardize my position. What's this guy trying to do? And he came at me one last time and he said, Dr. Shores, do you like orange Kool-Aid? And his friends started chuckling. And I said, no, I don't. So I started walking around and I said, this young man was programmed by some adults in the household or in the neighborhood about what a black man is or what we do and how we are. And he's trying to make fun of me on the slide in front of his friends. So it was about 5 minutes to the bell and he was over there snicking with his friends and I couldn't take it anymore. And I went right up to his face and I said, excuse me, young man, are you trying to tell me something? Is there something you're trying to tell me? Is there something are you trying to tell me something? Watermelon, chicken, orange Kool-Aid, what? Are you trying to tell me something? And the boy looked at me and he was all nervous and everything. I was right in his face. I knew not to threaten him. I knew not to call him out of his name. I knew not to hit him. I probably shouldn't have got in his personal space, but I had to do something. The young man took off running out the exit door that was forbidden to exit out that particular door. He went out that door and took off. Immediately, I went to the assistant and I told her everything that happened. I'm going to handle this. So a couple days later, I hadn't seen the student. He didn't come to the class. A couple days later, I saw the assistant principal and she said, I talked with the young man and I talked with his parents and you won't have that problem again. And I said, well, thank you. Thank you, Miss so-and-so. I appreciate it. And I shook it off and I really was okay because I got my message across subliminally or indirectly. I got my message across to this young man. Do you know who you're talking to? So it'd been about a week and I was going down the hallway and I looked up and I saw the young man walking with his friends. And immediately he turned, put his head down and he kept going. This happened a few more times before the end of the semester. And I seen him, he just put his head down and just kept on going. And I said to myself, okay, he got the message. I can't mess with that one. Anyway, the semester ended, he got promoted, went to another school, and that was it. But why did this young man think that he could do this? Why did he have these concepts about who I was as a black man or what I did, what I was about? It was programming. This was programming. He was targeted and programmed by people that raised him, loved him, supported him, or befriended him. There's positive programming and there's negative programming. Some programming says, love your brother and your sister, judge a person on the character, not their skin color or their race. And then other people says, if you don't mess with them black folks, you don't mess with them brown people, mess with them yellow people. It's programming. So to combat and to be able to be positive contributors to society and to be able to avoid the pitfalls that are set before you, we must wisely choose our battles. If a police pulls you over and asks questions, why would you try to set him off? Why would you try to disrespect him? Yes, you need to be careful, get your phone out, watch yourselves, watch where you hang out at or where you go and the decisions that you make. You must be careful. And there comes a time where you must fight and defend yourself. And then there comes a time where you must bow your head and you must walk away. You must know the difference. So, racial profiling, programming, typecasting, it's real and it is out there. Being wise, watching your mouth, choosing your battles wisely, that is out there also. Make the right choice. Use your mind. Know who you are. I'm Doc V, and I'll see you next time.